Hey everybody, welcome to the Solar Sister channel. It's your girl Solar Sister coming to you once again with another video. In today's video, I just wanted to come on here real quick and just talk about some things that I have kind of had some concerns about after seeing what's happened with Ghana. If you're a person who's in the repatriation process like I am, you're just kind of watching the news daily, trying to stay as abreast as you possibly can because things are changing rapidly. And so you have to just stay up to date on what's going on. Before we move farther down these YouTube streets, guys, if you would go ahead and thumbs up the video. And if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and also feel free to hit that share arrow if you want to share this video with someone you think may benefit from it. But guys, listen, everything that is happening right now with Ghana has me kind of taking a pause, taking a deep breath, trying to stay focused, and make sure that I'm not getting too embroiled with what's kind of going on because I'm still believing that things are going to happen the way they need to happen for me and that a pathway forward will be made for me because this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. With that being said, the things that are happening with Ghana, um, I'm just going to be honest. I did not do a whole lot of research about the year of return thing that was happening with Ghana. I remember, all the hype around it. I remember, certain people going there to visit, and I think citizenship was being offered if you had a connection, to the continent or whatever. I don't know what the parameters were about how you got connected. I don't know if it was just anybody could go, or did you have to have a Ghanaian connection. Not sure. But after doing just a little bit of research, I was kind of, interested in like, how did this initiative start? It just seems like I just remember it just being talked about. Didn't know how it started, but I just remember like Roland Martin and different people were talking about it. Different people were going over. Um, but after I did a little bit of research on it, I realized that the initiative was actually started by the Ghanaian president. And he actually rolled out the idea at a conference that was held in DC here in the States. Interesting. Um, and so it was just interesting to me that there was such a open arms kind of um, collab thing going on with the diasporans being welcomed into the country by the president, the Ghanaian president. For the past few years, that's just kind of how it's been. Diasporans were being connected with Ghana, taking businesses, doing investments, and so forth over there. And based on the research that I did, it looks like about $1.9 billion has been pumped into the Ghanaian economy because of this initiative. And so it's just kind of interesting to me that so much has been gained by this year of return initiative. And then out of the blue, boom, this particular country has decided to put in place such a stringent travel rule, even though the stats of the C-19 situation are quite low in this country. And it's interesting to me that, this country has actually stepped out in such a bold way. It's kind of superseded anything that any other countries have done who have had uh, majorly high stats in their areas, but they haven't made these kinds of bold moves as Ghana is doing. And it almost feels kind of okey dokish to me, just to be honest. It feels kind of okey dokish to me that and as I kind of look at this whole initiative, I just kind of look at things in a logical fashion. Why would a country who is doing so well now, based on the tourism, based on the diasporans who have gone back to the country, to live, who are going back and forth, to the country, with tours and so forth, why is it now making this kind of move to now cut off entry in such a bold and stringent way now? And so I kind of started going back and kind of looking at, like, why did an initiative like that come about when it did in 2018? Whose idea, was this initiative? I know that the Ghanaian president is the face of the initiative, but when they said that this thing was rolled out, at a conference in DC, I had, my eyebrow kind of raised on that thing. I didn't know, how this thing was, how it was, um, how it came about. I just remember, like I said, when it was just a big issue and people were just kind of traveling back and forth. People were going in droves over there to do business and so forth. And so then I started kind of thinking, like, but why did this come up? Like, what was going on in 2018 that had to become a distraction of Black people uprooting themselves and back to um, going to Ghana? Now, I know, who we had in office at the time. And there were a lot of concerns around that particular person who was in office. But sometimes, even though things may look like they're good, there's still some reason behind it, especially if it's coming from the West, the US, namely. Things can be made to look a certain way, for people to get a good feel good vibe with it. But this thing feels a little okey dokish to me. But it seems like maybe it started out with, it was a good idea or whatever. Maybe the Ghanaian president felt like, yes, this is a good thing. The diasporans who were connected felt like, yes, it's a great thing. But nobody probably really knew what strings were being pulled behind the scenes. That's kind of how I see it. That's kind of how things are done in this country. There's always a reason. And you always, as a Black person, you always kind of feel like that being here. Like whatever is good, you just feel like, if they're doing something good for you, there's something behind it. There's a reason why they're doing it, because that's just not the nature of how things have been handled here in this country. Black people just don't get good things being done to them without there having to be a payoff in the end. And so I feel like that's kind of what's happened with this Ghanaian president situation. He probably had good intentions. The diasporans have had good intentions, but nobody really knew what was being bartered behind the scene. And so now some favors are being called in. And so it looks like there's some favors being called in, and they made the move, or they made the request and said, shut down whatever you need to shut down. And I don't know, it's just feeling a little pimpish, okey dokish. Something is going on, something is amiss, and I know it's going to be revealed, because this is just the season that we're in, y'all. We are in the season of exposure. Things that people are trying to do behind the scenes. Um, Things are being revealed. You see what's happening with this thing that happened on January 6th. There are a lot of people who tried to keep all of that stuff hush hush. A whole bunch of stuff that was going on in this last administration that they were trying to keep hush hush. But this is just the season of exposure. Things are no longer able to be covered up anymore. Not like that. And so whatever is going on with this Ghanaian situation, it's going to be uncovered. And I just, hate that the people who are interested in repatriating are actually getting caught up in this kind of situation. But I'm still believing that if repatriation is something that you want to do, it is in your cards to do. I think it's going to happen, but some of you all who have probably had some plans for a year out are maybe going to have to cut those things short, and speed up your plans. Y'all get into the comments. Let me know what you think. What is going on with this Ghana situation? How is it affecting your repatriation process? Look, guys, if I'm going to go ahead and end here, if you can't do anything else, guys, protect your head space, protect your heart space, and keep your vibration high, guys. Until the next one, it's your girl, Solar Sister. Take care.